Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and you guys saw the title, but I promise you I'm not going to get overly political or partisan in this video at all. I want to use that to segue into a more important topic. So let me put on my +5 out of weaponsmithing, do a little bit of crafting, and let's talk about this. And the reason I don't want to, I have a separate channel for politics, and I know a lot of people love Donald Trump, and I know a lot of people fucking hate Donald Trump. You know what? Whether you love him or hate him, it is funny. It is funny that after we had a whole presidency over here where the first lady had an entire fitness initiative that didn't work very well, that in his first day in office he did get millions of overweight feminists to actually get out and exercise for a whole day. You guys have to admit that that's at least funny. But the thing is that it's not so much funny as it is kind of sad. It's very sad, because the sad thing is that's a scary thing that we have in society going on right now, is this entire fat acceptance movement going on, and it seems like new wave feminism is leading the way in a lot of ways here, and that's a really bad thing for society. All right, it's a really bad thing for society, and it's also scary that you have all these women who do talk about women empowerment who are completely out of shape, completely unhealthy, and the only way that you actually got them to exercise was to piss them off and get them angry. For them to actually feel insulted is the first time any of them in years have gotten up there and exercised. And I'm not saying there weren't some fit women out there too, but there were a hell of a lot of really obese ones. And it's kind of shows a big problem that we have in our society, is that unfortunately for women, and a growing situation with men actually, that people don't think about exercise and body weight and things like that in terms of health anymore. They only think in terms of attractiveness. And women have always been this way a long time. And I'm not saying that's a good thing, but increasingly this has become a problem with men. It's become a problem with men. And I think that is what's actually leading the fat acceptance movement, which is a really, really dangerous thing for our society, because obesity kills. Obesity and morbid obesity kills. It's probably the #1 killer in the United States is morbid obesity. That's what causes the majority of our diabetes, the majority of our heart attacks, and heart attacks are the leading cause of death. And we know it's an enormous contributor to cancer. Enormous contributor to cancer. Being fat, probably like having way too much body fat, and I'm not talking bodybuilder fat, a little bit of extra fluff like you guys think of. I'm talking about people who are really fat with a big ass gut out to here. All right, it doubles your chances of getting cancer. It doubles it. And it also doubles your chances of dying of it. It's not a good situation. And it seems like society is forgetting that being healthy and being in shape isn't about being attractive to partners. It's not what it should be about. It should be about your quality of life. It should be about your health. It should be of not the dying young of terrible preventable diseases. It should be about stopping yourself from having a poor quality of life and hurting all the time and being sick. That's what it's about. But because there's been such a focus on appearance, all these feminists think about is, well, since we don't need a man, I'm not trying to attract a man, I shouldn't have to change my look for a man, I'm going to get fat as fuck and be a big, fat, disgusting piece of shit that smells bad and is out of shape and has joints that hurt and dies of a heart attack. That's what I'm going to do because I don't care about attracting a man. I mean, think about that for a minute. Think about that. That is basically what they're saying, because people have equated fitness with appearance. They've equated fitness with attractiveness. And I'm not saying being fit can't help you be more attractive. It clearly can. And being way on the other extreme, being extremely unfit, is obviously unattractive to the majority of people. But this whole body acceptance is fit at every size, love yourself, is really a problem. And and you see people. I saw a picture the other day of a woman who was a mother who finally decided to hang everything out in a bikini because she'd been ashamed of her body and had tried to lose weight. And it's like, no, you didn't try to lose weight. Everyone says, well, I tried to lose weight. No, you didn't do the one thing that is 100% proven effective in weight loss. Has a 100% success rate. Do you know what that is? Being consistent with diet and exercise for years on end. Not trying it for a couple months. Being consistent with your diet and your exercise for years on end. Eat less and move more. has a 100% success rate for anyone who continues it long enough. People who dabble in it fail. People who stick it out for years are 100% successful, unless they get hit by a bus or something else happens. You know, that can stop you. But barring that, it has a 100% success rate. The laws of biology state that it has to have a 100% success rate. You cannot violate the laws of physics or biology. So no, she didn't try. She gave a half-ass effort. And that's what it comes down to. People fall into fad diets instead of saying, hey, I should go look and see what all the registered dietitians in the world say. I should go look and see what the leading experts in exercise science say. I should go look up a medical website. I should look up my local university's websites. I should see what the American Dietetics Association says. They don't do that. They go read a fad diet book. They read Cosmo. They read something else and they give it a half-ass fucking effort, and then they're still 100 fucking pounds overweight because they gave it a half-ass effort. They didn't bother to take the time to say, maybe I should look and see what the experts say who have PhDs in the field. Since the body is controlled by science, maybe scientists might know. No, they go read a fad diet book. They look at what some celebrity did. All right, and that's why they fail, because they give it a half-ass effort. But what we have here is this case of because loving your body and accepting your appearance is all of a sudden this big important thing. It means that people then accept illness. They accept disease. They accept things that are killing them, slow, painful deaths. Because it's okay to look bad. So therefore it's okay to be unhealthy. And that logic is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. We might as well be saying, why don't we have heroin acceptance? Why don't we have heroin acceptance? I mean, it's okay to be a heroin addict as long as you feel good about yourself. It doesn't matter if your teeth are rotting out. All right, it doesn't matter if everyone can see that you're on heroin and you look like a junkie, because as long as you feel beautiful, it's okay. As long as you feel beautiful and you accept your body, that it's okay to look like a junkie and have just brown, rotten teeth in the front and everything falling out and all that, because you got to love yourself. No, you have a fucking problem. Heroin kills people, just like obesity kills people, probably at a pretty similar rate. And it is that same logic. We might as well just accept that, because there is no difference. They're both lifestyles that people choose to get involved with that become hard to break away from, that cause untold amounts of disease, destroy your body, and kill you many years younger than you should be. All right, it takes your natural lifespan way down. There is literally no difference, and they both make you look like shit. So what's the difference? Why do we reject one and accept the other? There's no difference. And that's the problem that we have, is that we've made this all about looks and how you feel emotionally and how you feel about yourself, instead of saying, hey, wait a minute, I'm destroying my body. All right, if I don't exercise and I eat nothing but donuts and ho-hos all day, I'm going to be fat and disgusting, sure, but I'm also going to die young. My joints are going to hurt. I'm going to have a heart attack. I'm going to need to inject insulin for my diabetes, and I'm going to die a young death, and I'm going to experience probably a hell of a lot more pain than I should for the last 10 to 20 years of my life. But it's okay, because I'm not worried about attracting someone. I don't need to look good for someone else. And I'm going to love my body how it is. When the thing is, morbid obesity is a physical sign of illness. It's a sign of poor health. It kills people. You will die as a result of it. That's the reason people find it unattractive. We instinctively, as a species, know that someone who is that morbidly obese is unhealthy. Therefore, we find it attractive, just like we find a heroin junkie's appearance unattractive. Why? Because we know they're extremely unhealthy, and having sex with people who are extremely unhealthy is, for most people from an evolutionary perspective, unappealing to us. And that's the thing, is they have this idea, first of all, with the body acceptance, that we should just accept anyone and accept them as beautiful who chooses to have an insanely unhealthy lifestyle that's going to kill them and cause them a lot of pain. Number one. And then number two, when that no longer works, then we have groups like these feminists who choose to be morbidly obese, not exercise, and eat a terrible diet because they're only focusing upon the aesthetic side instead of stepping back and saying, hey, you know what would empower women a lot more? If women focused upon their health. How about they don't even care about the appearance aspect? Let's talk about the health aspect. Let's talk about having a little bit of self-respect. Let's talk about having self-respect. Because if you're 50 or 100 pounds overweight due to excess body fat, all right, you're walking around with an enormous waist that's over 40 inches, 44 inches, 45 inches. You don't have respect for yourself. And it's not that you should learn to love yourself like that. It's that if you had respect for yourself, you would do something about it. And you would say, hey, I'm killing myself with this lifestyle choice. I'm pumping my body full of garbage, and I'm not exercising, and I'm not doing the things that I need to do to be healthy. I don't respect myself. So no, this concept that they have is unempowering to women. You want to get women empowered, get them healthy, get them fit, get them in the weight room. All right, have all these women to where they can deadlift 200, 250 pounds. All right, that's empowerment. That's empowering. That's strength. And as far as I'm concerned, all this nonsense about feminists and not caring how they look, all this nonsense of body acceptance is destroying our health. This is an unhealthy lifestyle being pushed on other people. It's absolutely unhealthy, and it's atrocious that this has become a big deal and that people actually cheer this on. That's absolute bullshit. You might as well be cheering on people who are active heroin addicts at the time. But we don't do that. We cheer them on when they've been clean for 3 months. When a person announces their 1-year sobriety, we cheer them on because we know that they made a positive change. Someone turned their life the fuck around. All right, they stopped themselves from dying an early, painful death through a choice that they made. We need to be cheering on the people who lose 50 pounds. We need to be cheering on the people who lose 100 pounds, not cheering on the people who are fat as fuck and disgusting and who are killing themselves with a toxic, horrible lifestyle. We need to consider that the same thing as someone being a heroin addict. Why don't we treat it the same? We need to. There's no difference. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.